And here we see the RetroGamerDaz in its natural habitat. Like a lion hunts the gazelle, it plays 2D shmups. How are you doing, Darren?
You are such a dick. Right. Hi there, everyone. RetroGamerDaz, and yeah, quickly apologise for the lack of videos. I've been on holiday. I've been away, but I will be back now. And obviously, there's a notification button below the video on the right, so make sure you click that so you don't miss anything. But people have been asking to see what my games room is like, so I thought I'd show you. But it's a bit different to, I guess, other people's games rooms, because this games room is also now my work room, because RetroGamer is now permanently working from home, and obviously my work is here with me now. So we've got one side of the room, this side is my work, it's my play, it interjects, and the other side is my work. So
I hope this video can convey the majesty of this room. Let's start here with the donkey. What were you...
Right, well, it's not a donkey, it's a piñata. So this is, while we speak about work, I know, because social distancing, you're the first person to pick it up in, like, since I've been here. So you can put it back, it's fine. But I got that when I visited Rare about 14 years ago. I love Rare. I've always loved their games. They've always been massively helpful for the magazine. And when I went there as well, yeah, they gave me this signed photo, signed picture of Jetpack Refueled, which is what we were covering at the time. And yeah, as you can see, that obviously I've got my... Oh, there's my new PC there, John.
Ah, your new computer with...
flashing lights.
Neon
You can't have a computer without flashing lights. So yeah, so basically I've got some board games here, because I'm really into my board games.
Is that a barcode battler, Darren?
Yes.
Next to a Vectrex?
It's rubbish, although I kind of regret buying it, but I do like what you said about how we should scan all the copies of Retro Gamer and see which is the best.
Oh yeah, we're going to scan every issue here and run, have them fight each other on the barcode battler.
So yeah, so obviously, as you can see now, this is the Retro Gamer library. So whenever we're doing research, if we're not using the internet, we're using these amazing books. So if your book isn't here, send it in to us, and we'll obviously make sure that we cover it at one point. But I've got, I mean, this is like 15 years of work here. So these two shelves represent my 15 years at Retro Gamer.
So many beautiful memories.
So well, apart from that one, I can't remember where you said that I fell out of my
Of your chair.
Fell out of my chair. And
yes, hilariously, Darren was leaning back in his chair, and we were all saying, Darren, don't be doing that, it's dangerous. Lo and behold, the chair slips, he flips back, slams his head on the desk, and now...
I have no memory of it.
So many years later, no recollection.
So, I mean, that was what? When was you at the company?
2006.
Ages ago. So...
You have quite a large collection of Lego and board games. Darren doesn't allow anyone to play with these Lego.
No, because Lego is to look at, it's not to touch. So if it was to play with, they wouldn't make like £400 play sets for people to play with.
Someday I'm going to make the characters from Wren's ride a dinosaur.
No, you will not. No, you will not. So obviously, you've seen this already if you watch my videos. It's a large focus on my videos because I pretty much play everything on my PVM. So I got a great deal on this. Actually, me and John went up just before lockdown, wasn't it?
Up to Wolverhampton, yeah.
Yeah, so I was quite lucky. Somebody got in touch with me and said that, they were looking to sell this PVM that they'd recently bought, and if they knew anybody who'd want to buy it. And it was like, well, I'm anybody. I'd want to buy it. And... because I knew what they'd pay for it originally, I ended up getting a very good price. So, yeah, I love my PVM. This is my old Trinitron, which I used to use beforehand. And this is what most of my gaming has been focused on this year. I've really got back into the N64 lately. All my games are NTSC, largely because I firmly believe that you should play games the way that the developers originally intended. And as most of them were made
60 hertz, full screen.
Yeah, I mean, they were made by Japanese developers. They're designed to run at a certain way, so that's what I want. So we can look at that at a later depth. the plan now is to just roughly go through everything.
I mean, if there's any N64 game that you'd like Darren to cover in depth, obviously post in the comments below and let him know.
And I'll do a video on it. So this is my Saturn Collection. I was very, very lucky. About 16 years ago, I got this is called Saturn with 28 shooters. I'm including a Hyperdual Radiant Silver gun and a few others, and I paid 500 quid for that, which is a bargain now. I've got a few other games here, including Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is very, very expensive and probably not worth the money it now goes for. Mega Drive, I love the Mega Drive. I also love the Super Nintendo. I actually seem to have more Super Nintendo games than Mega Drive games, which is a little weird at the moment, because this is definitely my first love. But, you know, hey-ho. Xbox, I love the Xbox. I think it was probably the last console that came out where it was genuinely more powerful than the PCs of the time. Is that something you'd agree with, John?
I'd agree with that. My family bought a large family computer a couple of years before I got my Xbox, and when I got the Xbox, it actually outclassed the computer. So it was, at that perfect convergence of technology at the right time.
I don't think we've had a console since which has been more powerful than the PCs of the time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Xbox was the last one. I've also got a few PS2 games, not as many of obviously the Xbox. These are all double stacked, by the way, so
you can just about see.
I have got a few more games than you probably think. And then obviously I like the PSP. This is the remnants of when I was going for a complete Dreamcast collection, and that's gone now. I
noticed a lot of 2D shooters in your PS1 collection.
Yeah, so I largely skipped the PlayStation first time round because I prefer the Saturn, and I've been trying to pick up the games that I've missed, and I love shoot 'em ups, and there's some great ones on the PlayStation. I probably won't be owning Harmful Park because £400 is simply too much money.
How do you feel about a PSN download of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, and interestingly, you either want to play games or you want to collect games. If you want to play games, there are loads of ways, either legally or illegally, to simply play a game. But if you want to collect games, you're kind of scuppered in that the prices are so high. So you either pay that money or you don't play the game physically, and that's all there is to it. So it's not the biggest collection, but I feel it's quite well curated. It's kind of got all the games that I do enjoy playing.
That's the key here. If it's curated, there's no fluff or items which you've bought just to fill space. It's all games which you enjoy.
No, and I have done that in the past. I'm sure there's many people watching now who have done the same thing. And it is easy to fall into traps with collecting, but I try not to do it if I can. I feel I'm a lot better at it than I used to be. But that's not to say that I don't make the odd purchase that I probably shouldn't have every now and then.
But there's not just games in this room, there's also video game artwork, posters. Tell us about some of these, Darren.
Okay, so I've got my favourite magazine covers over the years that we've done. There are more than that, but this is some of my favourites. This was given to me by my best friend on my 40th. It's Strider, which is obviously my favourite game of all time. These are cool pieces of art which are done by Simon Butler. He used to work for Ocean. He's now a pixel artist. Well, he's always been a pixel artist, but he does this thing called Dinosaur Pie, and I bought these from him. Empire Strikes Back because it's the best Star Wars movie, and I guess I've got this is Wonderful Dizzy that was sent to me by the Oliver twins. I've got that was one Christmas actually. Blur Park Life is one of my favourite albums. And I guess we'll finish on The Last of Us because it probably looks a little out of place in here because everything in here, apart from obviously my PC, everything in here is really, really new and and that's really new. The Last of Us is in here because it's probably the best game I've ever played, and so I wanted to have a poster of it, and that's it really. So this has been a brief tour of my room, which is also obviously where I work now. But I thought that if there's anything that you want to go into in more depth, we can cover it in later videos, whether you want to see like my favourite Xbox games or N64 games or whatever basically. Apologies if the light hasn't been the best. The lighting in here is absolutely atrocious. I've got this like low electric thing, and it's good for energy consumption, but it's shit for showing things off. I am hoping to get that changed, but hopefully it hasn't ruined your enjoyment of just, you know, basically seeing what my room's like.
On the plus side, at least you had an excellent cameraman.
I did have an excellent cameraman.
Thank you for showing us around your video gaming emporium, Dan.
Thank you very much for taking care of the camera work for me, John. So that's it. So this is RetroGamerDaz. This has been my games room, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.